East Hartford, Connecticut, home to the UCONN Huskies, where basketball has a championship pedigree and there's plenty of enthusiasm for football as well. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the Air Force Falcons, taking on the UCONN Huskies. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Falcons will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the UCONN Huskies offense will go to work first. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to...
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Well, it wasn't great field position to start with, and it's getting worse now. The defense gets a sack. They're getting aggressive up the field. They get to the QB, and they're sending a message.
And the Huskies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. From the shotgun, the inside give. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
On the run, it's Edwards. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
UCONN will have to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He'll field the punt and look for room. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. The Falcons offense will go to work for the first time. But, Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. And I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. This is a big test for him.
And here's the thing, proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
They'll leave it with him. There he goes. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. For young men who are going to make their living protecting the skies, they can cover some ground, too.
There's no doubt, and they're going to cover the ground and be on the ground, stay on the ground, and be very successful. That's what they want to do with this running attack.
They'll try to get the edge on the left. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
And the Falcons now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Back to pass on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down.
It's so hard to get to quarterbacks when they get the ball out of their hands this fast. Great job understanding what the defense is doing, right away assessing, hitting the corner route right off the jump.
The Falcons are on the move. Leaves it with the back. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Handoff to the fullback. Got the first down and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Those fullbacks are grown men. Those guys are constantly hitting linebackers and blocking the whole entire game. So when you get a chance to give the big boy the ball, it's always, and you know what it is? It's a morale boost for everybody on the whole field. Everybody gets jacked up, and he finally gets to touch the football.
They'll go to the ground. They'll give him maybe one on the play. It's down to the 20. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
He gets it inside the 20 to the 19, but they still have a ways to go, and it'll be 4th down.
The big fella in the middle, and those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. On the move from inside his 5. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. Looking downfield, it's Fagnano. Snagged in the middle, it's Bell. And they give him enough for the first down. They'll move the chains, and let's see if they can snap it one more time here in the first. Well, guys, Air Force has the lead here, and we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats.
With the score, Air Force 3, UCONN 0.
Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Looking to throw on first down. Incomplete. Looked as if he had his man, but just a misfire from this senior.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Keeps it on the bootleg. Here's the shuffle pass. It's complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. You know, we joked that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they sell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23.
And I like having matchups outside like this. Guys that I know will win right away. Third down, find my guy, get him the rock, he gets the first down.
UConn comes to the line after getting another first down. Wants to throw again. Caught over the middle. It's Edwards. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Huskies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. it back and leaves it. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
A first down run on the doorstep. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that works a little better soon.
Or if I can quote the great Reese Davis, that was very ungood. Not a productive first down play.
Motion from the wideout. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And the offense, they don't choose to go downhill, be physical. They try to get it on the perimeter. Stay away from some of those defensive linemen, but you could tell DBs, linebackers, not scared. Nice job playing fast, trusting their eyes, and forcing a third down.
Will they be able to get that one more yard and stick it in here on third down? Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
Fourth down here, it's still early in the game. I'm not chasing points. Take the field goal, pay this drive off.
And they have analytical cards nowadays that says the exact situation, what the score is, do you go for it or not? Look at the card, make the decision.
Fourth and goal from the 5, and the offense is staying on the field. What a big moment here. Looking to get it in. Touchdown, Huskies! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. A 70-yard touchdown drive, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Man, I love that play by this corner. You know why? When you run the option and that thing gets spread out, your DBs have to commit to tackling. And how about the cornerback coming up, sticking his face in the fan, and making a play? You love to see DBs tackle like that.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Now on the option. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp.
And you can tell he thought he had his receiver down the field to make a big play. But how about the defender? Great job running with the receiver, turning his head, finding the football, knocking it away, making sure that receiver doesn't get to make the play.
They boot it away. Cradles it at the 35. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Back to throw, it's Fagnano. Got him downfield. Gashes him in the middle. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a two-minute type situation as you could have offensively. David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point makes it 14-3. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. OC quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line, a loss of 1. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Falcons have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Motion from the back. On the option. He'll pitch it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Here's the handoff. He works his way to the 21-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. The Falcons will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Here's the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. First play of the drive comes from the 41. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Got his man downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Oh, man, did he turn that one loose and fired it into the teeth of the zone.
And you know as a quarterback, Reese, when you're throwing it to the perimeter of the field on these curl routes, you've got to have some heat. You've got to have arm talent to get that ball out quickly into the hands of your receiver before all those defenders can get to it. Man, this QB's got a cannon.
Quickly out to the tight end.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Scanning the field, it's Fagnano. That's caught, it's Murphy. That should be the final play of the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, a first half that saw a little bit of everything there in East Hartford. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Rentschler Field.
UCONN has it teed up to start this second half. And here's the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to... And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
In the second half, trailing the way they are, they know they're going to have to be able to throw the football to get back into it, but you can't accomplish that if you can't keep your quarterback standing upright. Give the defense tons of credit getting that sack on third down.
And the Falcons trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Makes the catch. It's Harris. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Fires one high and deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game, but early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on third down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
They kick it away on fourth down. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. UConn going back to work on offense. They'll try the run. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The hand to the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Looking to throw, it's Fagnano. Grabbed in the middle, it's Bell. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Looking for room, it's Edwards. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
40-yard line. Coming up, fourth down.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. And this one splits the uprights. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on fourth down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. He's stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying it and have had very little success.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but using that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like, really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that rep.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Makes the catch on the left. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking downfield on 1st down. Oh, he's got a chance. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Caught by the receiver. Gain of 4. 2nd down coming up.
And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen.
17. Air Force 3.
Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. So the final period starts with a 2nd down play. They go to the ground. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. The critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Turning it on! They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now on 1st down from the 40. They'll ride the hot hand. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knock that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. They thought maybe they could get the defense flowing the wrong way on the counter, but they were not fooled.
Get them flowing one way and then maybe hit that outside on the other side, right? But they didn't even let it get outside. They kept it right in the middle of the field, did a great job seeing it, going and getting it, being aggressive. You got to find a different way maybe to attack these guys to use their speed against them.
He boomed it through a 50-yard field goal, showing off that powerful leg.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football game.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Bringing it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Under fire. Got out of trouble and throws. Got a man. It's Harris. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch of these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
He gets across the 25, steered out of bounds at the 26. Now on 1st and 10 from the 26. Wants to throw on 1st down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Quick completion on the out, and he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. He's looking to throw. Steps away to find some room. He's going to be a little bit short of that 1st down marker, and this defense did a tremendous job not to lose contain on the scramble. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
And it's the throwback fullback picking up the 1st down. Great effort on 4th, surging ahead to keep his offense on the field.
The Falcons kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Looking to throw on 1st down. Skips away from pressure. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. And the Falcons with the 1st and 10. Just when they're looking run, now up top. Got it in the middle, it's Latham. They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those 1st downs, get those big chunks.
All kinds of time in the pocket. Down the middle it goes. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. To the ground with the back. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5.
At the 5-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Back to pass. It's complete, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
On to attempt the try.
The kicker on for the extra point.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So a drive there of 84 yards, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And this one is just about in the books. The defense can stop the clock one more time as the offense takes a knee.